Alright, ladies, gentlemen, and programmers, we're going to do part 2, abstraction to make different platforms. Okay, so write these notes down, and remember, write down at the top that this is for Platform Jumper 5. Okay, so we're going to use the concept of abstraction, and basically what abstraction means is that you have one class that can do multiple things. In this case, we have one platform class that can make a few different looking platforms. Okay, we'll use abstraction to turn our platform class from a class that can make only dirt platforms into one that can have a variety of images such as dirt and metal. Okay, so what one thing needs to be different with each platform? So, for example, here's the deal. So here is the metal platform and here is my dirt platform. What's different about them? What is different about them? This is simple because they don't really do much. They just kind of sit there. So this is easier than what we've done in the past. Okay, so what we need is a different image. The answer to this question is, what do they need? A different image. So what do we have to do? Well, what do we need to do? We need to add a... Well, let's take a look. Hold on. So let's go to level 2. And take a look at what we need. So let's see this. See if you can add a constructor to the platform class on your own. It doesn't need to do anything yet. So basically the first thing we need to do is we need to add a constructor. And in that constructor, eventually we're going to deal with this whole thing, this one thing that needs to be different with each one, which is going to be the image is different, and we're going to deal with that at some point in the constructor. So just see if you can add a constructor to the platform class on your own. Okay. Okay, so if you didn't get it, here's what it should look like. So you have public class platform. I don't know what the name of your generic platform class is, but mine's platform. And so here's how you make the constructor. So you should just say public platform. So notice, here's the class signature, public class platform extends platforms. That's a class signature. It's basically saying, hey, I want to build this new class. The constructor, it looks the same. Okay, notice it's missing the void like a regular method is. So if you don't have a constructor for your new platform class, do that. Okay, so what is a constructor? It's a special kind of method that is always automatically run one time whenever an object of the class is created. The constructor has no return type, static, or void between the keyword public and the name, so right there's no void. Okay, the name of the constructor is always the same as the name of the class, platform. Okay, write those notes down. Okay, add a local variable to the parameter of the constructor. See if you can add a parameter to the constructor so that the world can pass in the additional information for the image. You need to send the name of the image file as a string. Alright, so you can do this, but basically what I'm saying is if here's your constructor, there's the parameters. What do we need to add right there? See if you can figure it out. Okay, so basically it should look something like this. Public class platform string image1. It doesn't matter what you put there. Image1 makes sense. This is, by the way, is a local variable to hold the file name of the image. What needs to go here? So we're not going to put anything in here yet. Okay, but something's going to have to go in there at some point. So basically, what are we trying to do? And what we're trying to do is we're trying to set the image to this correct image that's coming from the world. Okay, so if you can't get this, figure out what goes in here, then we'll get it together later. Okay, so you're going to get an error message in the world. This is okay for now. And write down what is the error message you're getting. So this is, if you put this code in the constructor of your platform, this is good. But now you're going to get a problem in the world, in the code for the world. So what error are we getting? Okay, write this down. What is the error in the world and how do we fix it? Answer that. Okay, so what is the error? The error was this right here, the constructor platform and class platform cannot be given types. What does it want? Okay, so you said, hey, I want to add object to new platform. What's in the parameters? Nothing. You're not sending an image. If you look at your newly built constructor, it requires what? One string. You have to send it the image as string. Okay, so we need to send the file name to the platform class constructor now as string. How do we do that? What is that going to look like? Okay, it's going to look something like this. So we're going to go to our world, and so the name of my picture was dirtplatform.png. So you're going to put whatever yours was in there. Okay. All right. So this is going to fix that error, right? But nothing new is happening yet. We're still going to just get one row of dirt platforms, or whatever your platforms is, right? So we're ready for abstraction. We're ready to make 2 different ones, and we haven't done it yet. Okay? Okay, so now add another method definition. So we had add dirt platforms. Now we're going to say add metal platforms with loop, or whatever your thing is. It could be grass and dirt, or whatever the 2 different things are. With loop to add a row of instances of the platform class with a different image. Okay, so now before I had a loop that sent dirt platforms. Now I have a second one that adds metal platforms. All right, what's the problem? Okay, so we're sending. So let's look at the code here, if I can find it. I'll get there. Okay, let's take a look at the code. So we have this thing. So look, it has, oh my god, a lot of this stuff. Hang on, let's go down. All right, so we have this. So add dirt platforms. I'm sending the dirt platform picture. I have metal platforms. Okay, but if you did it like I showed you, I'm sending it this information. Why do they still both look like the dirt platforms? Why do they still look the same? And the answer is we sent the correct image, but we didn't use it. Okay, so we are sending the new image, but we're not using. When do we want to use the new image? So the question is, we're sending it the new image. At what point do we want to use that new image? And the answer is right at the beginning, right when we first make it. How many times do we need to set it up? Well, we need to set the correct image 1 time. What is a great place to do something 1 time at the very beginning? The constructor. Okay, so let's go back to the constructor for your platform. Okay, public platforms, so image 1 is holding the correct image. So inside here we need to say set image 1. Okay, so that should fix it. So now we use the concept of abstraction to have one class that can solve multiple problems. We also added them using a loop. Okay, so good stuff there. We have a lot of good stuff. So next time we're going to use some abstraction for the enemy. Actually, I'll tell you this now. So what we're going to try to do is use the concept of abstraction so that you have one enemy class that can create instances with 3 different enemies that shoot 3 different bullets with 3 different sounds. So I want you to create an instance variables with good names for the enemy that stores images. You probably already have this part done. The picture of the bullet that the enemy will eventually shoot, and the sound for the bullet. Create a constructor for the enemy that expects all these images, expects the bullet images and the bullet sound, and store them in instance variables. Okay. So here's what I did for my Space Invaders. But I'm going to have you try this on your own. You pretty much should be able to do this at this point. Okay. So give that a shot for part B, and see if you can do it on your own. I walked you through the easy one. Now let's see if you can on your own do this advanced one.